Hi, I'm Joe LoPIccolo, and this is the World Guitarist column in Fingerstyle Guitar Magazine. For this issue of Fingerstyle, I did a calypso piece called Carnival that I recorded on my new CD, Night. It's not really an authentic calypso or an authentic samba. It kind of draws on both influences, but mainly it's intended as a calypso-style piece. The first example is the Clave Pattern, and let me play it for you. So it's a little tricky to play against at first. It's a pattern actually from eastern Venezuela, which is close to Trinidad and Tobago. It's fun to play just as a warm-up to get used to it. You might want to put a half note or a quarter note metronome on the downbeats underneath it. But also I have example 2, which is an arpeggio pattern, which is just kind of very evocative of popular calypsos. And I'll play that against this pattern. So it's kind of fun to play against the Clave pattern. Example number 3 is just some simple voicings to play for the A section. I gave example 3A, kind of an upper voicing here that has a G in the melody note. And then 3B, a little bit lower voicings with a bass note here. More of a samba pattern, right? You can notice that sometimes I'm playing the voicings strictly as written. Sometimes maybe I'm playing an F major 7 over C. Sometimes a G13 with the 9 also, with the adding the open E string to the top of the voicings that I have written out here in example 3B. Example 4A, again I did an upper and a lower voicing and lower register thing. Example 4A I would do for if I was playing a chord melody line. So A minor 7, A flat diminished 7, G minor 11, D over F sharp, F minor 6, C over E, D minor 7, to like a G flat 9. And in the context of the melody, then if I were to be comping without playing the melody, I might do something more like what I wrote in example 4B. It's just the same harmonic progression, but just with some lower voicings. Again, I do more of a samba rhythm. Just an example of something you can do, kind of a nice chord progression. This progression is actually a little bit tricky to solo on. The A section is pretty easy. You can just play C Ionian or any kind of G dominant ideas that you might have. More advanced players might superimpose some chord changes on top of that. But the B section is what I always found a little bit challenging on this song. And so what I did here was I gave you some chord scale analysis. And it's fun to practice it, or it's helpful to practice any difficult chord changes. Sometimes I'll loop in time with the program, and other times I'll play rubato just to get the sound of the scale in my ear and see if I actually like it or what I think fits at that moment. So for the first voicing, again A minor 7, A minor 9, I might play Dorian. Can also play Aeolian. Right, then into the diminished, but here I'm really thinking of this more as, although the bass note is G sharp, I'm thinking of it more as an E7 flat 9. So coming from this, right, so I'm playing A harmonic minor. To the G minor 7, G Dorian, D over F sharp, again G harmonic minor, or thinking of it as a D mixolydian flat 2, flat 6. To the F minor 6, It's also fun to put the major 7 on top of that. And then I use F melodic minor. C over E, just C Ionian. Right? To the D Dorian. To the G altered kind of ideas. I said G symmetrical diminished half whole. So again, a little bit faster, but still rubato. Any of those kind of diminished ideas that some of you guys might know. So that's just a way to approach practicing it. Rubato like that, and really getting inside of the scales and the sounds of it against the progression. And then when you can, do it against something that's looped in time. Something like that, okay? And of course it's very challenging if you force yourself to stay in an area of the neck, one specific area of the neck. And lastly, I think I just tapped out the melody for you, and I did the bridge melody as though I would be playing it against the with the chord melody, so you may have noticed that it's a little bit odd as far as keeping it on the high E string, but I like to sometimes emulate that I'm doing like almost a marimba sound or the steel drum sound, so something like it looks like I'm holding a pick, but I'm not. I'm just using my index fingernail going down and then palm muting. For the bridge, I think I have the same thing, but just without the chords. Of course, I would usually play that with the chords, as I illustrated earlier. So I hope those examples helped you with to use in conjunction with the written material, and please feel free to contact me at joe@lopiccolo.com and keep practicing.